I'm actually going to skip over some parts of it. I'm really going to focus in on the Beer-Lambert law because I believe that that's probably the most important piece of this section here. Okay, so we talked about the electromagnetic spectrum in the last set of notes, and please note, like when we are doing concentration and absorbance, we typically have been working in the visible spectrum, and the visible spectrum is 400 nanometers to 750 nanometers. And I don't know if you remember the color wheel. We were looking at complementary colors that are opposite to see what is emitted, what is absorbed by the sample. So, spectroscopy is looking at the absorbance of matter, and it's a specific wavelength or frequency of light. We typically are looking at the intensity of that sample, and that intensity could be the amount of light that is being shined on that substance. Okay, so the Beer-Lambert law is probably the one piece that is really important with this section here. Notice that it is absorbance. Now, there's this symbol here, molar absorptivity. I haven't really talked a whole lot about it in the past, but I have seen AP questions that ask you to solve for it. So notice that it is molarity times centimeter, and that's the reciprocal of that. So it is possible for AP to ask you to solve for molar absorptivity. Path length is usually 1 centimeter. I don't know if you remember the cuvettes that you used. They typically were 1 centimeter in length. And then concentration. So in the past, we maybe looked at the absorbance and then we calculated the concentration, and we assumed that the molar absorptivity and path length were not changing. Um, so depending on what the AP exam entails, you might have to solve for molar absorptivity. But typically in the past, we knew the absorbance and then we had to look at the concentration. Okay. Um, and here's just an example of a spectroscopy experiment where you have a calibration curve. And as a result of it, using that calibration curve, you can calculate an unknown concentration. So they give you the absorption, and then you solve for the unknown concentration based on that. Now, in this situation here, they're actually asking for molar absorptivity. So you know the path length, you know the absorbance, and you know the concentration. So you're essentially solving for molar absorptivity. So here's a concentration problem where you're trying to figure out, sorry, you're solving for absorbance here. So they give you the absorbance, you know the molar absorptivity from the last one, and then you know the path length. So here is the concentration of the unknown. Okay. So I would just know that we're looking at unknown concentration, or maybe we're looking for the frequency if we know the concentration. And I would just be aware of the Beer-Lambert law for this section.